I think it's fair to say, that we all know Prince Harry is less than, well, shall we say, patient. And the recent visit back here to the United Kingdom, things took a turn for the worst. The recent visit where he popped along to see his father, His Majesty the King, all for a few minutes, people might say. But the real hub of the problem is this, and it's something that Harry is not very happy with at all. As ever, let me explain. Welcome back, chums. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Patience is a virtue, don't they? They say that. And this is the problem if you are somebody like Prince Harry, because the bottom line is he's not used to sort of, well, being told to wait. And, he's lived in a very gilded cage where everything's done for him. The passport, the packing, you just turn up and you look nice, smile, make sure you do the right thing in front of the camera, and then, of course, step away and everybody loves you. That's been the life that Prince Harry's had. Over the last few years since marrying, of course, the cable TV actress Meghan Markle, things have not become easy for Harry, simply because each and every twist and turn there's a problem. And there's a problem really because he wants his own way. Now, as many of you know, he recently turned up back here in the UK, ostensibly really to see his father for the very first time in many, many months. The problem with that was His Majesty the King is busy, but of course, as many people realise who live in the real world, if you wanted to spend time with someone, you could clear a schedule, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, but it was very much a brief meeting. And as many people know, this is simply because Harry is now seen as a bit of a, well, problem, to say the least, to put it mildly. You can't have a conversation with him, you can't talk really about anything other than the weather, because clearly he rushes out and takes to the airwaves and tells people exactly what he thinks. This is normally advised by his wife, the cable TV actress Meghan Markle. We saw that when he lost his first round of the security battle. Now, recently it's emerged that Harry, and I told you this exclusively on this show, had written to the current British Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood. Now, Shabana's only been in the job a matter of weeks and really struggling with the concept of stopping the boats. This is the big problem that not just she, but of course the voter, the electorate really wants resolved. They don't necessarily care about some rich, spoiled ex-royal living thousands of miles away who may or may not come back to this country demanding 24-hour protection, not just in this country, but of course back home as well, all funded by the British taxpayer. The current Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, she too is coming for your tax as well, simply because she now needs more money. So Harry is very much on the lower end of the Richter scale of things that need sorting out. And this is not going down well, according to an excellent source. Harry believes that he should be on the top of the agenda and his security should be the #1 priority, putting His Majesty the King in a rather delicate position. But as a source pointed out to me, and this is where this story gets really interesting for myself, is the fact that Harry, as you know, came over and apparently presented His Majesty the King with a photograph and, picture in a frame of his 2 children. The 2 children, of course, that His Majesty the King doesn't really know. Neither does anybody else. But apparently Harry now would like to bring them back. But the security issue was the problem. Now, the other bigger problem is this, and this is where, again, there's a real twist in this story. As Harry has written to the Home Secretary, not once apparently, but 3 times, asking when they could get together to discuss this forthcoming urgent matter, well, it's not been responded to. Harry now believes that the intervention of his father, His Majesty the King, could solve this. In particular, if His Majesty the King, alongside other senior royal members, would like Harry to return with the children, albeit very briefly, for the Christmas break. So far, there's been no response at all. And according to an excellent staff contact, they tell me that Harry is fuming on a daily basis. Now, one might suspect that given the fact that also the big deals are now not coming in, the likes of Spotify, Netflix, etc., the escalating cost of running all of that security on a big mansion out in California with 16 bathrooms, and the ever-growing cost, of course, of trying to launch his wife on the world stage as a business entrepreneur might be biting very hard. hence the reason Harry would like to see a cut in finances. Harry felt that this particular government, the Labour Party, would be very much on his side, clearly not doing any homework, realising that the Culture Minister, Lisa Nandy, is no fan of the British monarchy, and indeed neither is the current British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer, who'd rather have, well, no royal family. So while Harry, fumes back over in California, apparently, according to my well-placed source inside the Home Office, this is going to take some while longer. In fact, they don't plan to look at this until the early part of next year. So it looks like Christmas could be off. Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.